All right, let me give you a tour of the head. The head has been basically roughed out and painted. We've got plumbing into the head. The next things to do are pour the countertop and then install fixtures. We've got the sink, we've got the faucets, we've got the shower fixtures. So our next project is to pour the countertop in the head. I've been trying to figure out what color I would like. This pumpkin has been sitting in our living room for a long time as decoration. We got it this fall. I really like the color of it. I think it would be a perfect counter, like not only color, but also kind of texture, I guess, or pattern. I don't know what the best way to, I know nothing about making colors, what colors are. And so I've been, Total Boat sent me a whole kit of color pigments. And so I've been trying to make this color and I'm failing miserably. This is what we're going for. You'll see what happens.
Of course, the world will not end if I don't get the countertop color just right. After an hour of futzing with adding some grays and whites and yellows to the green color I created, I thought I was ready.
So I'm ready to start making the countertop for the head. I'm going to be pouring an epoxy counter and I'm actually going to do it in 3 steps, I think. So the first coat is going to be just like a primer coat. The second coat will be kind of the actual color and texture that we'll see. And then the third coat will be a clear coat on top to protect it, give it some depth. The hardest part about this is deciding on the color and the design and everything. And I have no experience in doing this. We've made a color and we think we like it. Of course, we don't know what it's gonna look like once it's like covered over the entire counter. But we're going with green. So right now what I'm doing is I'm gonna mix a little bit of this tabletop epoxy from Total Boat. We're gonna color it with the green pigment. We're gonna go up and put the first coat on. Like I said, it's just a primer coat, and maybe later today, I'm hoping later today I can come back after it's set and we can do the actual color pour at the end of the day. So we'll see how it goes. So I've got the first primer coat done, and that's step 1 of this counter pouring process. It's just, like I said, a primer coat. We actually like it more than we thought that we would, and we just like the solid color. Neither Yanni or I are very artistic, so when it comes to like marbling and stuff, it would probably be, I don't know the right way to put it, but
the way you explained it to me is you were like,
I'd just be throwing stuff on.
Like throwing stuff
Yeah, I'd just be throwing colors on there and then it would become a mess. And so right now we're just gonna leave it a solid color because we think it looks really cool. I'm gonna mix up a bunch more epoxy. This is gonna be a thicker pour, like an 1/8 inch pour. And so mix up the epoxy, throw the pigment in there and just pour it on. Let it set up, and then the next step after this will be doing the clear coat. Gonna stir it for 3 more minutes.
Running a heat gun over the liquid epoxy that's been poured will pull out any of the bubbles that are trapped in the epoxy.
So this countertop turned out really beautiful. It's a very pretty color, we think. It's also very shiny, and we are considering, so it has to be protected so that it doesn't yellow. This epoxy does not have like a lot of UV protection in it. And so we'll protect it with some kind of UV protecting polyurethane clear coat, likely all wood. And what we're considering doing is a matte finish or a satin finish so that it hides scratches a little bit better than what this super shiny finish would. But really, really happy with how this turned out. It's like so flat. It's so, it looks really perfect. And yeah, this stuff works really well. And the color, the pigments that Total Boat sent also worked really well for making my own color. That was really fun. Stressful, but fun. So you'll notice that there's some imperfections along the perimeter. I tried to mask, but the epoxy kind of crept up the masking on the inside a little bit. It's okay. I'll sand a little bit of it to clean it up, and then we'll also put a bead of caulk all the way around the perimeter of the counter to hide any imperfections.
Okay, Matt, it's the ultimate test. Were you able to replicate the squash color? I think it's pretty close, actually.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Squash is a little earthier. Yeah, great first step in this bathroom. The next thing I'm gonna work on is the shower.
I installed this door in the shower to access the space behind the wall. There will be a bunch of plumbing and wiring that will pass through this space, and I wouldn't be able to access it otherwise.
So I've got the two spurs plumbed to the main line, and I'm ready to now install like the mixing valve that will connect to the rest of the shower.
I did a lot of hunting for the right shower fixture in Duracell. I really wanted a low flow option that could be turned on and off at the shower head in order to save on water, and I wanted one made out of actual 316 stainless steel. Scandvik makes a really nice system, which we'll link to in the description. It's all stainless, and I could piece it together to meet my own needs. I think it will work really well.
Cool. So that obviously needs to be screwed and sealed in, which I'll do here soon. I was planning on putting shelves and stuff in there, but it's more of an awkward space than I remembered, and so I kind of think that it'll just be good access to doing plumbing, which the access is difficult back there. So we'll just leave it like that. Let's install the valve. Cool.
And just so you know, I am planning on a water heater, and I hope that will be installed soon.
And so the next thing we're gonna do is cut out the sink. Just gonna cut a hole in the counter here. Hopefully it's the right size. And the sink will drop in perfectly.
Are you nervous?
No. Here we go. It's close. Better open it up just a little. Cool. It fits. So let's do the faucet. Put the nut on. So I'm actually going to use this piece that I cut out to test different finishes for the countertops. Either a gloss finish, which is kind of what's on there now, or a matte finish. We're kind of thinking that we want to go with a matte finish because this stuff, it will scratch. And I think a matte finish, like a satin matte, will hide those scratches a little bit more. So yeah, like I said, just going to use this as a test piece.
I will top coat the counter with all wood varnish in the future. There will be a lot of varnishing to do on the interior, so I may wait to do it all at once.
All right, on to the next project. I got all the little trim pieces for going around the counter cut out, and so I'm gonna go ahead and just glue these on. They'll probably all get varnished together with the countertop once it's all put together, but there'll be a lot of sanding and stuff to do after, you know, the glue is cured. So I'm excited to get these glued on and see how it looks. Of course, I'm gonna use my Thick So Fast Cure so I can come back tomorrow and clean all this up. So it's very convenient. Alright, I'm in the shower. What I've been working on is getting the bench made that will sit right here. The bench is nice for if you're taking a shower at sea, especially. You're not like wobbling around inside the shower. I've built all this interior using a foam core fiberglass material. And so the biggest problem with this is that it doesn't take screws. And so during this whole systems and finishing project, I will have to be using all kinds of different techniques to make sure that things that are mounted to the wall are very secure. You know, I could just glue them to the wall, but a lot of times even the glue could just like pull the fiberglass away from the foam. And so in this case, what I'm going to use is our backing plates. The backing plate here is going to be exposed, so I'm going to make it look really nice. It's just a nice big mahogany block, and that is going to be the backing plate for my mount that the seat will sit on, the bench will sit on. So today what we're going to do is glue these on, and then we'll glue the seat together. I've ground off all the paint down to the fiberglass so that I get a really good glue bond to the material, to the wall, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
It fell.
Wow.
I built this Meranti bench seat for the shower so that folks can sit and shower while the boat is moving around at sea. I didn't think too hard about this design, just something robust and easy enough to build. A lot of these details will be wood because it looks nice and it's a bit faster to build than fiberglass parts that do the same thing. I'm just sacrificing a little weight gain. I'll varnish all these bits and bobs later.
Okay.
Voila.
Almost. I don't want people to get too up in arms about the fact that I'm using screws that are not stainless steel in this thing.
You're doing what?
I know.
You're not using stainless steel? Matt.
It's okay. Everything's going to be okay because what I'm going to do is bury them in epoxy, never to be seen or heard of again.
That sounds extremely creepy.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. They're doing their job, and they're happy to be doing it.
Ah. Okay, I'm placated.
Good. I knew you were worried. So tomorrow we can install this. So here's the seat for the shower. Let's see if it fits. Cool.
Looks great.
Thanks. I think so too.
There's a lot more to do on this head. It's not finished yet. Next week, I'll continue to attempt some woodworking, and I'll tackle some other fun head projects, including a few that I'm going to have to really puzzle through. And we'd love it if you gave this video a thumbs up, comment, share it with friends. It would all be awesome. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.